You're listening to The Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, Angry Tensai, and my main man, Big Dick, we're coming straight at you with our great brother, Jordan J. Garber, behind the glass. What's up, Big Dick?
Not too much. It's great to have a truly epic, a man amongst boys in not just the wrestling community, but just in life in general. A man amongst boys, Jordan J. Garber.
Love him. Dude, it's good to see you tonight, Big Dick. I'm glad to have you out. But I'm just going to cut the bullshit, and I'm going to ask you the question everybody wants to know. I'm going to cut the bullshit tonight, and we're going to get right to it. During the Nia Jax squash match tonight, were you sexually aroused by the jobber getting the beating that she took?
You know what? I think we both know the answer to that question. I was full staff.
I love these enhancement matches, but especially female enhancement matches. There's nothing better than a female jobber. I like it. There's something erotic about it, Vic. I don't know if you agree or disagree with me.
It's like a female wing chick where, like, hey, you know what? Her friend's going for something. You need to step it up and take one for the team. And it's even more arousing just thinking of it that way, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I dig it. I totally dig it. You know, speaking of arousals, I don't know if you've heard about this Tammy Sitch, Brooke Tessmacher feud that's taking place on Facebook.
You know what? I have not. I have not. Usually it's on Twitter, but Facebook, that's a nice change, something I'm much more familiar with than Twitter.
Yeah, basically Tammy Sitch made a comment that she's tired of seeing all these pregnant women posting pictures of themselves with their bellies exposed on the internet, and essentially, you know, she's grossed out by it. Well, Brooke Adams is crazy, Brooke Tessmacher, and Brooke Adams, whatever you want to call her, posts a picture of herself in a bra and panties, however, like pregnant, and of course she looks smoking hot because she has all her makeup on, and she just looks smoking, even though she's pregnant. And then Tammy said, she's like, I wasn't really talking about you. Good girl, you're pregnant, you're proud of it. There must be some insecurity for you to make comment back at me. Grow up, you're an effing adult, and you're a horse-faced bee, and you've just started a war that you cannot handle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Sitch to Tessmacher.
Wow. You know what? I'm gonna give you one name who very much reminds me of Tammy.
Who?
I'm gonna give you. She was very Nicole Marcello-esque, if you will.
God forbid anyone ever finds us. You know, I will say this. Brooke Adams' response, which I'm going to read, it's so good, and it is Raw Reaction. It is so good that I got to read it to you. Basically, I'm going to read the whole thing because it's that good, and I'm not a Brooke Adams fan by any means. I think she's smoking hot, but this is great. You'll like this. For my fans, I apologize again. You have to see this side of me, and honestly, it's no way to talk or act. I am 100% not leading by example with any of this. It resolves nothing. But sometimes you have to talk like trash to get through the trash. She obviously has zero class, so this is the best way to get my point through that ignorant heads of her. So she goes on and talks about garbage and pregnancy, but here it is. This is amazing. Sonny, If I ever saw you in person, trust me, I'd be glad to say all of this to your face. This has nothing to do with being tough through a computer. I have zero relationship with you and will never come in contact with you, so this is how I will have my voice heard. You bash all newer, younger talent because you're just an ate-up, jealous hag, so why not a pregnant woman next, right? And weren't you the tough one first bashing me for being proud soon-to-be mommy without actually saying my name? At least I have the balls to state the direction of my message so I can be sure you know it's you, sweet cheeks. I would expect that from you, though. We all know how weak you are because most of your nights end up looking down at an empty pill bottle with a needle in your arm with some random dick in your ass for $5. And that Hall of Fame ring you have, the one you want to try and throw in my face like there's some kind of value on it, what happened to it? Oh yeah, you sold it. Something that you should have cherished and been proud of. The only real thing you've ever accomplished, you sold. Something you should have never put a price tag on. That's how pathetic you really are. And for the record, I don't care who you are, or actually if you had any real accompaniments. It doesn't give you a free pass at being an asshole and disrespecting other women. You can bash my wrestling career all you want. It legit has zero effects on me. My life has never revolved around it. It doesn't pay my bills. My life means so much more than that. Wrestling in my career doesn't define me. It's a chapter of my life. Did you even wrestle? I can't seem to remember a single match. Interesting though, right? But hey, you keep begging for money and selling your old vajayjay for cheap porno flicks because that's the only thing you've ever accomplished in this world outside of being in the Hall of Fame. So you're worthless to society. Most people are clueless to who you even are, especially from this generation. The only exception to those are those who remember you from 20 years ago and they buy your Skype videos. I imagine they must be lining up for you. So yeah, keep holding on to the one tiny thing you have left with no ring to even show for it. You have zero relevance whatsoever. You should actually send me a thank you card for giving you this much attention. My biggest advice is to just be happy, blah, 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 blah. I'm done rolling in the mud with pigs, she says. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, she just destroyed Sonny.
That was pretty entertaining.
And I will just rephrase, and I didn't say this, I'm reading this. So to the fans, I'll read this one line to you that really sticks in. We all know how weak you are because most of your nights end looking at an empty pill bottle, a needle in your arm, with some random dick in your ass for $5. That is amazing. That is a great line.
It really is. I mean, I don't want to say, like, it cheapens it to make a comment like, oh man, I have an erection because of that. Like, that
You know what's
cheapens.
interesting, Big Dick, though? I think you're a little jealous because most of your nights end with an empty pill bottle, a needle in your arm, and some random dick in your ass, but you don't get the $5.
Yeah, you know what? That's neither here nor there. And I'll stand on my decisions.
By the way, speaking of dicks and asses, I was a little taken back by Seth Rollins backstage looking for the Demon King, being Finn Balor, and all night I kept thinking he was looking for Demon Kane because of the way he said it. And then I realized, oh shit, he's not looking for Kane.
Waiting for Kane to have some involvement. But I have a feeling, I don't know, this sort of almost reeks of, like, just bad decisions as far as looking with it. I think it's going to end up making, whether intentional or not, it's going to end up making Finn Balor look silly to have his thing mocked right away. When was, like, the Undertaker ever mocked as the dead man when he first came into wrestling?
I know,
Never.
like intimidated by him. He's making a joke out of it.
Yeah. So I mean, that sort of.
Finn Balor's clearly not afraid of him, but Seth Rollins is clearly not afraid of him either. You know what I mean? Rollins is definitely not taking this match seriously.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, and you know what? I think it's. I don't know if it's looking past. I don't know who's going to win this match, which is what I really like about it. I'm going to watch the show, and I think I'm going to see a great match, but I don't know who's going to win.
I agree with you. I have no idea what's going to happen, but my intuition tells me that they wouldn't debut the Demon gimmick and then have them job immediately, but you don't know. You don't really know what they're going to do. They could do anything, right? We just don't know. So, I gotta believe Balor's going to walk out with the belt because Seth Rollins is the man now. He doesn't need it. So it's going to be awesome to see what they actually do. Killer Kev, let me ask you, who do you think on paper would win that match?
Oh, without a doubt, Brooke Tessmacher.
Did you like all that, by the way?
I try not to indulge in such things, but really, Tammy brought this onto herself.
Did you all over
crush her like that?
Wait a minute, what'd you say, Vic?
You're all over the internet on shit like that. I see you comment all the time about like Kentucky politics and.
Yeah, but silly feuds like that between wrestlers, especially wrestlers that should know better, I usually just stay out of that. But like I said, Tammy really brought this onto herself. I don't feel a damn bit sorry for her, and truthfully, Brooke Adams nailed it.
She did.
Who was she married to or banging for a long time?
It was Robbie E, but they're not together anymore.
Oh, okay.
But Brooke really, really took her to task. Unbelievable. But I don't know, Kev. Do you think Rollins or Balor? This is a big match directionally for WWE. I think.
I would love for it to be Balor. My gut feeling is they're going to put it on Seth Rollins just because he's the guy. He's the guy who needs to be the face of the company on the flagship show. He's the one everybody needs to hate. He's the one that everybody needs to chase. And I got a feeling if they put it on Finn Balor now on his debut, they just fuck it up.
Yeah, but then I just can't see them doing the whole demon thing and then having him lose his first match out. It's bizarre.
Well, it depends on how he loses, too.
Sure.
Really? I think it would have to be a screw job of some type.
It'd have to be an epic screw job. Well, what do you think, Beck? I think, literally Undertaker would have to come up through the mat and take Balor out. It'd have to be something huge.
What about King?
No, not enough.
He might not like the demon thing being stolen from him. They could fight for the demon gimmick. The red and the black.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, wait, didn't Kane work for Seth Rollins back when they were in the Authority?
Worked with him. I wouldn't say for him.
I don't know. That could be interesting. Or you know what? Maybe he could get screw.
Dude, sitting to it, I thought he was looking for Demon Kane to face Finn Balor. I thought he was going to hire him. He's like, "Where's Demon Kane?" I kept hearing that, and it really ruined the whole segment for me because I didn't realize he was saying Demon King.
Yeah, well, I didn't like it last week because it was like he came out for that silly promo. And I'm like, wow, that's the first time I've heard any significance regarding that. I see his get-up, but, I've never seen any significance regarding that. And then, sure as hell, the pre-recorded thing by Finn Balor basically answers all of those items.
Can I ask you a question? Am I the only one that's into the Rusev Reigns feud? I am just, totally into that feud.
I like it. I think tonight, it was sort of... I feel like it was sort of dragging and almost overbooked it on the card tonight. I feel like it should have been Lesnar out first or Rollins Balor out first versus Reigns and Rusev, and then they had a big backstage segment, and then they had the main event match. I felt that was a little bit too much time for that.
Really? I'm surprised to hear you say that. I don't know. I thought Lana was just beyond smoking hot tonight. Beyond smoking hot. And I don't know. I think there's actually a lot of chemistry between Rusev and Reigns, and I'm really into their feud. And I can't tell you who's gonna win. I'm just really into it. I think it's cool. I think they're doing a great job together, and I'm excited to see who's gonna win it. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good match.
WWE is sitting back with a huge boner right now because Rusev. And, he's done good in his heel undefeated persona, but he is the only person in WWE who could succeed in getting Reigns cheered and legitimately cheered.
Rusev's great, man. I mean, he is really, really, really good. And honestly, his matches are pretty good too. I mean, he's agile for a big man, and he can work a long match. I mean, listen, he's not going to blow you away with tons of technical ability, but he's good enough to put on a great match. I mean, I'm a big Rusev fan, and I think his mic work and his promos leading up to matches, I mean, they deliver. So, I don't care. Like, no disrespect, but as great as Sami Zayn is, for instance, as a worker, I mean, and I know everybody loves him, but he's just not interesting up until the actual match itself. Like, he's fantastic in the ring. He has great matches, but I just don't think he's very good on the mic, and I don't think he can sell any tickets. And, that's kind of the reason why Conor McGregor went after all these guys, and he worked all these guys, and all these guys took the bait. I mean, basically, he's just saying, like, these guys suck today. I mean, yeah, they're great athletes, but, there's not a lot to offer as far as mic work and stuff. And Rusev's a throwback, man. He really is, man. I'm a huge Rusev guy,
Yeah, I think you're right. And I mean, even when he wasn't talking a lot, Lana could come out and handle it for him. I mean, she was a good mouthpiece for him.
She's fine, but he doesn't need her. I mean, he's great on his own,
I don't know. I think that, they've done a good job with utilizing her. I think she complements him in a very good way.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that, I don't know who wins. I almost want to say Reigns wins this finally, but I feel like this can be drawn out a little bit.
I don't know, man. Right now, I think Rusev's one of their hottest guys, and I think he's gonna win. I mean, I'm not sure, but I think he will.
Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't mind it, and I wouldn't mind it being with, like, doing something like having Lana interfere or something. And then they could have in a cage match or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, WWE's in a good place, man. I mean, they really are. They got some good stuff going on right now. The Raw side is so freaking stacked. It's not even funny, man. I mean, yeah. Raw is beyond stacked, dude. I mean, it is just bizarre how unbalanced I think the rosters are.
And you know what I think is sort of a mistake by Raw? They talk about the Cruiserweight Classic and when it's on TV and stuff, but why not have, like, a little 5-minute blurb of, like, what's going on? Like, I know I know what's going on right now. I don't know. I can't tell you a single wrestler who's in it. I don't know if anybody's been in WWE for, not been in it. And it's laziness. I'll probably look it up on the internet in 5 seconds.
And I've been watching it. Tajiri and Kendrick are in it, but it's just, I don't know, man. If there's no title, I hate to say it, as interesting as no title.
They're not building it as must-watch TV on Raw. They're building it as another, right next to Holy Foley on the WWE Network, or NXT pre-show or after show for SmackDown. They're not building it for to build on Raw into a franchise.
Mick Foley thing to me, like,
his daughter's hot. I don't know how that happened. She's made more hot because of the fact that Mick Foley is her father, and she somehow became hot. So that takes a combination of a lot of luck, Mick Foley probably banging somebody way out of his league, and her probably putting in some work.
I don't know, man. I'm not feeling the whole Mick Foley as Raw GM. I mean, honestly, seeing Foley in TNA and stuff, Foley sucks, man. I mean, he was great back in the day, but, like, I love the Attitude Era more than anybody, but he's just not interesting, man. I'm not, like, Daniel Bryan's cool, man. I mean, I'm glad that he's getting his little run here, but, I mean, really, what is Mick Foley adding? Seriously.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. He's sort of the yin to Stephanie's yang. I get that.
Yeah, I guess. But Sasha Banks, Charlotte, I'm not too concerned. I think Sasha Banks retains, and I think she'll retain fairly easily. What do you think?
I don't know about easily. I know that I could see there being some sort of a swerve here. and not necessarily somebody for Sasha. But what was Stephanie or what's her name's tag team partner who she like slapped back?
Actually happened this week. Yeah, that was the swerve, right?
Yeah. So I mean, could she come out and interfere, or try to interfere to cost Charlotte the match and end up helping her win or get her disqualified? There's a lot of ways of doing this where you're not going to have to necessarily make Brooke take the clean loss.
Do you think that Jobber Girl that was beaten down by Nia Jax will be back in the title picture?
You know what? Unfortunately, I do not think so. I think she is right. She is right now out there, and I think that maybe Sami Zayn could be the one tonight. They're probably going to be. They probably invited her out to like the after party with all the wrestlers, hotel bar, and she's just absolutely starstruck if she's in like the indie. I'm guessing she's in the indies, and she's the hot shit there. But then she's hanging with like
tonight. She's going to make a mistake tonight.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be a mistake for her. It's going to be stepping it up in the big leagues. So she's going to get wrestlers some ring rat little action tonight. And,
speaking of ring rats, Rob Echoes spoke out about Cookie Becky Bayless and her time in TNA and how she wasn't ready and she was immature backstage and thought she was a big star. And Kev's a big fan of hers, man. He must have been disappointed to hear what a little rat she was.
Yeah,
it's too bad. But trying to think what else happened tonight. Oh, dude, a lot of respect to Heath Slater, huh? Going with Brock.
He's sort of a hidden. He's a versatile player in his brand split. I mean, he's making it where there is some continuity with having people go from brand to brand, and I like that. I don't mind having a little bit of rivalry. I almost wouldn't mind if, let's say, every pay-per-view they had one inner, like, I'm not even talking about the like SummerSlam or WrestleMania or Survivor Series or Rumble. I'm talking like, let's say Backlash, I think is the next pay-per-view. Hey, you know what? Kevin Owens doesn't have a match, and let's see who else doesn't have a match. Let's say Bray Wyatt doesn't have a match, and almost have him be like
special. I agree.
Yes, be like more of a pissing. I don't want to say pissing contest between factions, but sort of like a pride of the brand there. Just so both sides can talk each other up, and it could be something to highlight it. Like I think going into this week, Bray Wyatt doesn't have an opponent. Sami Zayn doesn't have an opponent. That would be a really good matchup to have. It's probably the 10th matchup on the card right now because I think now Cesaro and Sheamus are doing a best of 7 series, which is quite interesting.
Ridiculous. Let me tell you something. I can solve interest in professional wrestling. And I was thinking about tonight, it's been the same formula forever. Book 2 guys in a program and let them go at it. And then, hope there's interest in the feud. And it's just all matchups, and generally they're not fighting for anything. I can fix pro wrestling. Because I thought about what kind of makes MMA cool, and how can you make it transcend to WWE. And it's pretty simple. When guys come out, like in boxing or wrestling, whether you do it yearly or career-wise, their records should come up on the screen. And there should be a ranking at all times in every match on the screen. Like, every freaking match. Like, here we go. The number 2 tag team in the world, Luke and Gallows and Anderson, are taking on the number 8 tag team in the world, Goldust and... You know what I mean? Like, I would think that would make it so much more interesting that the rankings were ever changing. They were always present, and the records were as well. Don't you think that would change the dynamic? And I'll take credit for that here on Raw Reaction for being a visionary on to get interest in WWE. Would that not just change the way you watch it because of the rankings?
Not really. I think you sort of it would lend a little more realisticness to it and sort of have teams ranked. But at the same time, I think that it would just be a way to sort of squash, like, okay, Gallo and Anderson, number 2 tag team, versus Goldust and R-Truth, the 20th tag team. Holy crap! I didn't know there were 20 tag teams available. Like, I don't know. You have to be careful with the rankings because otherwise people will call out a jobber as a jobber. And you know what? And the thing is, you're always going to have people. It's with the draft. You're going to have people who have to stick up their ass about it. And I mean, I get it. It could sort of use it to infuse storylines. The problem is that's going to be like everybody's obsession. I mean, it's like the draft. I mean, you have a lot of people who are like, "Oh man, it's like Cesaro's pissed off how we got picked." Kevin Owens was pissed off, I think, where he got picked. I mean, there are a lot of people who weren't happy about where they got picked, and I get it being like used as motivation, like one time, or give them something to talk about on Twitter. But to do that on a regular basis, it will become insignificant very quickly.
I'm shocked. I don't
necessarily know it's significant. It'll be a point of contention that could be used to build up stuff, to build up heat or faces or whatever. But I don't necessarily see it being back in longevity.
Understood.
You know what, Angry Tensai, since you brought that up, have you been keeping up with what's been going on in TNA wrestling lately?
Tell me they're not doing that.
This past Friday at their TV taping, they combined the King of the Mountain title with the X Division title with the World Heavyweight Championship. And they're calling it because Bobby Lashley holds all of those titles now, they're gonna call it the TNA Grand Championship.
Why?
I can't explain exactly their motivation behind it, but the Grand Championship comes with a new set of rules. The title will be defended in 3 5-minute rounds that will be judged by 3 judges at ringside.
Kev, can you say that part again? You just cut out there.
The new Grand Championship title matches will be fought in 3 5-minute rounds, and if there is not a clear winner, there will be 3 judges at ringside that scored the bout.
That is stupid.
That is sort of stupid. It's like MMA.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know. That's just what the word that came out of the tapings.
TNA's doing it because they're desperate, unfortunately.
My rankings idea is way better.
Speaking,
I agree. It is. I don't know if your ranking idea is way better or the TNA idea is just really, really stupid.
You know where my rankings idea comes from? WCW, well, NWA at the time, did it for like 6 months. And to me, it made every match huge because everything's for the rankings. Everything matters. You know, you can't just lose a match and then show up next week and then you're back in the hunt. I don't know. I think it would be cool. And imagine that, like, you see Heath Slater's 3-20 on the screen. Like, all right, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, but then the problem is, part of the fun with it, or wrestling, they're not even fun, but like, okay, like, we're going from Dolph Ziggler, who's like 500 this year, and somehow is wrestling for a world championship against Dean Ambrose. And
but
this
it would make the bookers actually have to be creative and book correctly and not 50-50.
I don't know. But then I guess my question is, how do you do the rankings? I mean, if somebody takes a loss with a tag team, does that count as a loss?
Bro, it could be like video games. You could have ranked matches. I mean, seriously, that's simple. You know, I don't know, man. I just don't think the current formula is sustainable. I mean, it's like, you wrestle, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just worried that pro wrestling's not going to last in its current state. I mean, I'll give you an example. Cesaro and Sheamus. We should be interested in that match, but in the current, with the way things are built and the way things are set up now, I mean, I'm just not.
And the thing is, it's literally like, it was the stupidest, like, hey, you know what, I want to see matches with you guys. Let's have 7 of them. Hey, this one it starts, this one it ends, this is what the winner gets, anything with like interference or issues like that. There's none of that. It's just sort of like, hey, you're basically doing this for my entertainment. There's no prize, there's no trip that we did to, I don't know. There's no journey.
No journey.
Well, they could always do something like what New Japan Pro Wrestling just finished doing this weekend.
Talk to me. What'd they do?
It was the finals of the G1 Climax tournament.
Those tournaments are great. I mean, that tournament's been going on forever. I mean,
and it's nice because it's not just a winner loser tournament bracket. It's a round robin tournament where you have to score the most points in your division in order to continue on in the contest.
I like that. I don't know why WWE doesn't do something like that every once in a while, you know? It's good.
And this year it was nice. For the first time ever, a non-Asian has won the tournament.
Who was that?
Kenny Omega.
He sucks. I don't like him.
He is awesome. And he was so over with the crowd. The crowd is so behind him.
He'd be just another guy here in the States.
I don't know. Not after this. He is on the, I'm certain he's going to be heavyweight champion after Wrestle Kingdom next year.
Well, we'll see. I mean, he's definitely positioned. I mean, but, you know, I hate saying New Japan's pretty watered down right now, right? I mean, they lost a lot of guys.
They lost a few guys, but they went right back into rebuilding. I mean, Kenny Omega went from being, basically middle of Bullet Club to being the leader, being one of the most over people in the most over faction. I'd say second is Naito with Los Ignorables. I mean, there was a group of guys who were just kind of in the middle of nothing. And then they took one of their great baby faces and turned him heel. And, a lot of the fans booed him for most of the year, but now coming into this tournament where he's had to face some of the guys from Noah, all of a sudden the crowd is just super behind him as well.
That's the beauty of wrestling, isn't it, Kev? Like, one federation, like we saw during the WCW days, they can buy all the talent they want. But as long as TV time exists, there's always the opportunity to create new stars. Always. There's always new athletes, and there's never going to be a shortage of talent.
Yeah, I mean, and you can already tell they're building their future superstars. Will Ospreay won the juniors tournament this year. He's certainly going to see a title shot at Wrestle Kingdom this coming year. Just right off the top of my head, and you've got so many good young talent that's just flowing through there.
Well, that's the point. New Japan, the guys they lost were older guys anyway, right? I mean, it's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's guys who had already hit the top. There really wasn't anywhere else they could go, except, go somewhere else, period.
Right. And that happens, man. That happens. But, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, New Japan, clearly WWE is a fan of, whatever it is New Japan's doing, right? I mean, they're watching and they are taking notes without a doubt. So it's an interesting time in wrestling right now, that's for sure. Hopefully, like I said, the sport sustained itself, and I just think something needs to change with WWE. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I love it. I'm going to watch it no matter what, but I'm just worried, I'm worried about the same formula being used over and over and over again. And I got to say, as much as everybody's jerking off to the draft, I mean, there's no originality here. This has been done. They literally just copied something they already did and restarted it. I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand why everybody's giving it such love. I don't understand. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I hear
what you're saying. It's, I don't know. It's gonna be sort of tough to be a writer for WWE.
I guess. You have unlimited talent to book.
Yeah. Well, and the problem is, and I've discussed this a lot, and this is one thing I hate about the big 3 or 4 pay-per-views. It's like you have like a 15 match card, and it's all the single feud stuff, which is the case. And now we have apparently the 5-man players are a tag team, not a tag team, and a team, and Primo and Epic that were replacing the revamped primetime players until they broke up 2 minutes later.
Making moves. Yeah, making moves.
Making moves, brother. Making moves.
Making $1 million moves.
Man, it's not what it's all.
All right, well, that's that. So, what's going on with the New Day? What do we see with them tonight?
I missed their. I'm not even sure if they had a match. I think they had a match. I missed those people. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Dudleys started teasing breaking up, which I don't really know. I mean, this isn't like 2003 where Bubba Ray could go on and get a title shot against Triple H. Completely undeserved. I mean, they break the Dudleys up, they might as well just tear up their contracts.
Whoa.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Bubba Ray's in great shape. He's an awesome heel in TNA, but I don't think he's over to get the heel in WWE. He's almost like legend. I'd say, as far as like just people loving him, like the old schoolers. The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar and nuts, and it's. Do you know what I'm saying there?
I do know what you're saying there.
What do you think, Kev?
Well, I don't know what you were saying because your mic cut out.
Oh shit! I'm saying Bubba Ray Dudley breaking up with Devon. I think Bubba Ray could do another singles run, but it's gonna be like lower to mid car, and it's gonna be probably a feud with Devon, and I don't know, maybe if he's a heel, maybe wrestle and lose cleanly to Roman Reigns for the U.S. title championship, and that's the extent of his singles push at this point.
I want to hear more about what's going on in the network, to be honest with you. What can you tell us, Kev?
Well, I don't have a lot to say about the network right now.
Why? Is the network doing good? Are we in trouble?
No, we're doing fine. It's just, I'm not sure what we've got planned for Tuesday night yet, so I know, Wednesday with Glove Up and Shut Up, we're definitely going to be talking everything in UFC and Bellator, and I'm sure that dickbag Conor McGregor's going to come up, no doubt. Thursday night, AMP, we're going to be talking about the G1 Classic. We're going to have Impact Implosion on Thursday night after that. Yeah. They're going to be talking about the TV tapings and all the changes in TNA. Billy Corgan, I shouldn't say the former front singer. He actually bills it as the only permanent member of the Smashing Pumpkins, now president of TNA Impact Wrestling. Legit. So there's going to be some stuff to talk about this week.
Why did Conor McGregor target the WWE?
I'd say because Dana White's probably not sucking his dick enough, so he's bored and just needs something to do.
Did you like CM Punk speaking out and being like, "You guys all took the bait"? CM Punk's such a bitch.
He's just gonna piss people off. He doesn't care anymore.
When Mickey Gall knocks him out right out the gate, how irrelevant does CM Punk become?
No idea.
I don't think he should go through with it. I think he should fake an injury that permanently takes him out of MMA. It's not going to be good. Or he better know he's going to win. But I don't know, man. That's just what I'm thinking about right now. I mean, anything else on Raw tonight you think we should talk about, Big Deck?
You know what? I think we did a pretty good job of covering Raw.
Oh, yeah. We're pretty awesome.
I know. I think we deserve WrestleMania tickets, Kev. What do you say?
We're going to cover WrestleMania. No, they're going to send us that Figure 4 wrestling hotel room camp. That's what they're going to send. They're going to go, we're sending you guys somewhere awesome. And then we're going to be in a conference room in the middle of, like, some random area. We're going to be in a hotel in Ohio with wrestling fans. That's what they're going to do with us. And I'm like, Kev, really? We're in a fucking hotel room in Ohio. Is this what you want us to be doing? And he's going to Kev's going to be like, yeah, this is what I want you guys to be doing. Is there a problem? That's what we're going to be doing. In a fucking hotel room. Or in a hotel conference room. I guess that's the way it goes. But that's all I got. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to talk about tonight.
I think we covered most of it. Do we want to do our SummerSlam predictions?
Sure, why not? I can tell you that I do believe Finn Balor will be the champion. I really do. It's dead serious. I think he's going to pull it off. What about you?
I think that I'd like to see Enzo and Cass go over Jericho and
No.
what's his name? Owens. And I think they will. But it could be an awesome feud if Owens and Jericho started brawling.
They would be a good feud, wouldn't they?
Yeah. But then again, I don't know. It'd be a good feud, but it'd be like cool bad guy versus cool bad guy.
Right.
It wouldn't be Jobber Scrub versus Jobber Scrub. It wouldn't be like Rusev versus, I don't know, wrestlers.
Right. Rusev or Reigns?
I'm going with, shit, that's a tough one. I'm going in 2 months from now, I think Reigns is the champion. I don't necessarily know if he wins this match. And I know you think he does.
Rusev all the way.
Ruru?
I think the punishment continues for Mr. Roman Reigns. I think this is the last one. They might even give him a little break or something, but I don't think he can lose many more in a row. But I don't think he's going to win this one. I see Ruru retaining, for sure. I think Lesnar is going to kill Randy Orton. There will be no RKO out of nowhere. What do you think there?
I'm sorry, say it again?
I think Lesnar is going to crush Randy Orton, no RKO out of anywhere.
You know what? I disagree. I think that Randy Orton wins this and continues his nice little pop push. And I'm a little disappointed that we didn't have Randy Orton on the Megatron or hopping out from row one or something that he should have been doing before this match.
Why in the world do you think Randy Orton would win after Brock Lesnar just won a mixed martial art fight on UFC TV?
Did we get the rest of the show? Who wins Dolph Ziggler versus Owens? Or versus Ambrose?
Ambrose, easily.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love having Owens get the match.
I'm excited for Ambrose.
Yeah, I think this could be a nice little start.
Where I mean,
some pay-per-views.
I have no problem. I have absolutely no problem with this match. I'm actually looking forward to it. But maybe I'm wrong. You know, I have no problem with it. I think, not that I think they deserve it, but I do think the titles, for the tag titles, I do think the whatever their names are, the Bullet Club's gonna walk out with titles. You? Big Dick. Vic, I think we're losing you.
Surely he didn't already fall asleep, did he?
No.
Boys, I'm still here. We're having a little technical difficulty. What was your question now?
My lord. No, I just said I think we're losing you, but I am quite positive that the Bullet Club will beat the New Day for the titles.
I almost think they have. They're getting to the point where there's sort of another tag, and they're pretty much, I don't want to say insignificant if they don't win this, but I feel like that would be burying them when they should be.
Yep. I think the other one was Sasha Banks. Charlotte, I'm saying Sasha. You?
I'm gonna go Sasha on that.
And I think that's the entire card. Right there. Oh,
Sure.
Zayn and Sheamus. I think Zayn will win that. Or no.
It's a match? No, it's Sheamus and Cesaro.
Oh, well then I again will go for Cesaro. I think Sheamus is just being jobbed. My opinion.
Shit. I don't know what opinion is on that.
I think we're losing.
I'll say, I think that Sheamus wins the first match in this series, this very long and ruling series, which I'd like to know when exactly it ends.
I'm not sure. Well, that's the card, and that's the show, and we implore you to listen to the Impact Implosion on Thursday night with our good friends Seth Draken and Mr. Mike Poland, a good friend of mine. So enjoy the show, folks. But Big Dick, if there's nothing else you want to say, I think we're gonna get out of here and wish everybody well. We're losing him, Kev. We're losing Big Dick. He is barely staying awake. I can hear it.
Baiting. It's been a long day.
Killa, thank you for your time. If you could lead us out, hit the music. We'll see y'all next week.